Welcome back to Hot Rod Guy Garage, and this is going to be another episode on, I don't know. So follow me along through the intro, and I'll be back. So it's been quite the land of automotive disparities around my house lately. Everything's broken, or pretty close to it. So that's what this video is going to be about. Now, if you remember, I drove the SVO to the No Name Nationals. Things went well. Getting there, getting back. Drove for a week afterwards, but no issues. Well, it started losing, I guess, pulse on a couple of injectors. So every once in a while, you'll start up and it runs on 2 cylinders and it won't pull itself. Sometimes you can turn the key off for 5 minutes. It start right up and run fine. Other times it won't clear up no matter what you do. So I drove the Swift today to the shop, and if you'd seen the short on it, got problems there too. Been fighting the transmission in it. Transmission's been making a pretty severe grinding noise for a few weeks now. After this VO tore up, I jumped back in the Swift, so I was just going to drive it until I couldn't drive it no more. Well, today I dropped transmission fluid in it and put some heavy gear oil in it, hoping to kind of tame the noise down. I'd also been fighting an electrical issue with it, where when you mash the brake lights, the radio and the headlights and all the lights inside the car would go off. I fixed the electrical issue. It was a ground drop problem, but now it is hemorrhaging oil from somewhere in the front of the motor. I replaced all the seals up there already, so something I've replaced is leaking. So, considering the transmission ordeal, and I've got a Grand National tour apart at the shop I'm waiting on lifters on, I can't put a transmission in it unless I put it in here in the driveway, and then we still got the oil leak problem to fix. And yeah, I don't have a lot of time to do such things. Project Freetro, it's not a daily driver. It's got a welded front diff in it, and it will break your wrist driving it around town. It drives fine, but it's not a street car. My green Torino, when we had all the hurricane stuff come through, had gotten wet inside, and it is currently a aquarium. And I'm just not real thrilled about driving it every day either. So that leaves one car in this driveway that still runs, and that is Project Phoenix. But I will flip the camera around and I will show you Project Phoenix. I have literally drove this car like 6 times since the No Name Nationals last year. So it's pretty bad shape. Hey, don't skip this video. I'm going to give away some super clean in it. So remember this moment when you get later in the video. So I don't know if you can see, but it is covered in mold and fallout and funk and dirt, and it's not been opened up either. It's literally been sitting here for a couple months at this point from where I moved it out of the backyard. I had robbed the battery and put in Freetro where I took it to the drag strip. In case you missed that community post, I just now stuck it back in there. So I'm going to pop the lid off this fuel cell and see what the fuel looks like in it. And I guess I'll see if it still runs at this point and go from there. Because it's about the only choice I got at this point, because I can't even drive that. Yeah. So I guess before I start popping the fuel cell off, I need to get rid of my water guard, and we can throw it over here. We can get this thing opened up just in case there's any wild Wasparoscus nest in there. The engine cover is just sitting on it. I've got it unbolted, so let's see what we got in here. Yeah, that's got a nice orange tinge to it, don't it? Yep, nice and skunky. So I guess so this battery cable on here and see what we got. It's been the best Optima battery I've ever seen. That thing's like 10 years old. It generally does the thing. So yeah, I don't see nothing alive in here. Cycle the key here a few times and see what we got. Got a little fan under the dash in here. We'll flip that little dude off. Well, that don't sound too good, I don't guess. Oh, action. Fire in the hole. Well, most reliable V6 GM ever made? Absolutely. Will it run on orange gas? Apparently so. So I'm going to let that thing run for a few minutes and see if we can get this thing whipped up in shape. And I suppose I should probably give this thing a bath. Let it run for a little while. Everything seems okay. I'm going to check all the fluid and stuff, but I don't anticipate anything to be low or out of whack. But we're going to put some air in the tires and we'll get this thing cleaned up and we'll go from there, I guess. So let's get this thing cleaned up. And we are demolded and somewhat clean again. Couldn't have done it without our friends over at Super Clean. Speaking of Super Clean, they want me to do another giveaway. So the way I'm going to do this giveaway is going to have to do with this video. And there'll be little Easter eggs all through this video. So in order to win, you need to be a subscriber in the continental 48 states. And what'll happen, I'm going to ask you to see how many times you see this in a video. How many times do you see these 2 cans of Super Clean? Could be just one in the shot, could be 2. I want you to count how many times you see it in this video and comment it down below. Because I know these videos, especially with Project Phoenix, are probably some of the least viewed and underappreciated videos on my channel. So, watch along with me, guys. Let me know how many times you see that Super Clean pop up through this video. So, done a pretty good job getting all the mold off, all the funk. Got most of it off under here, where I could scrub it with my hand. You know, maybe I should give Project Freetro a scrub down with it too. Now, Super Clean is not made for automotive finishes, but in severe cases like Phoenix here, as long as you don't let it dry on here and you don't let it sit, you test it first, it will not hurt. I've used it many times on stuff like the SVO and the Swift and, Project Phoenix here. many times in these videos. It's real good quality stuff, guys. It's a real good degreaser. It cleans your tires awesome and your wheels. Takes all that brown gooky stuff off your tires. So let's get this thing dried off and see how much further we can get. I know, guys, this is probably not going to be a super fun video to watch, but it's part of what I got to deal with on an everyday basis. Our Mustang video got shot in the foot this weekend, so I'm trying to make something, trying to get something else to drive, because I still got to go to the shop, so I better get busy. Well, yeah, more broke stuff. Yeah, everything's broken still. Anybody else still just using a Zorber from the 90s? Like, this thing's been a trooper. It's starting to get a little worse for wear, but it's still working. And probably one of the rarest Geo accessories you'll ever see is a set of factory floor mats. I know, probably nobody cares, but Geo guys, those things are pretty rare. Probably the only set I've ever seen. So let's get this thing dried off with this ragged old Zorber, and I'll be back. Well, I think I finally got all the mold off everything. The only good thing about this car, it's all painted inside, and the only cloth things and vinyl things are the dash and the seats. So a little glass cleaner goes a long ways, help kill some of that funk and nastiness. I didn't think about it, but a lot of y'all are probably new and completely missed this series on this car. This was something I had built on my channel from a scrap car, scrap Geo Metro. And I had a V8 turbo Geo Metro. I took the two, made one, and I threw a Pontiac Grand Prix into the mix. So a lot of you don't know, the GM 3800 dates back to the Grand National and earlier. So basically, this is a Geo Metro in layman's terms, or for people that don't know, with a Grand National motor shoved in the back of it, with a turbo, a big old GT45. So I'll flip it around, I'll show you where I'm at right now, and we'll go from there. So, like I said, we got a Geo Metro, we got a 3800 V6 back there, we got a fuel cell up here, we got a radiator that is under there. It's in its own little enclosure and gets air from the bottom of the bumper. This is also the world's only 5-lug Geo Metro, and it is also got coilovers on it and stock brakes that have been converted to 5-lug. Inside, this thing is pretty much a race car. I initially built it with a race seat, and later on I come in here and put 2 stock seats in to make it a little nicer to drive. Got our nice little shifter there, and just the bare minimum gauges, and stripped down things, gutted doors, and things like that. But back here, like I said, we got that 3800 V6. You can't really see the engine cover because it's face forward, but you can see it right there. We got a GT45 turbo right there. Well, these things just pop up everywhere, don't they? Especially in this video. So, got a GT45 turbo there. This motor is pretty much stock. It's got a set of LS7 valve springs and LS6 lifters. It's also got a set of LS7 injectors. It's tuned on HP tuners. It's a real good running setup in this car. And this is also, to note, the only mid-engine Geo Metro with a V6. It's also the only one without big old goofy flares stuck on the side of it. And I done that by narrowing the factory suspension for the Pontiac when I built this whole tubular cage. Now, there's a whole series on this thing on my channel, guys. The videos aren't that great, but I pretty much show you how to build this car for less than $3,000. So make sure you check it out. So that's pretty much our walk around and all the specials things about it. But other than that, it's just a plain old Geo Metro on the outside. So I thought I'd take a second to kind of explain what I was actually messing with here. Once again, this is not necessarily a daily driver quality car. I built this thing to be a race car. And then I went back and added some streetcar things a little later on. It weighs 2,100 pounds. It's got 64.5% of weight on the rear wheels. It will ride street wheelies on street tires. It is a very quick, very fun car that I've never really explored the potential of to its fullest. I got kind of burned out. The videos flopped on it, and it's just sat here in the driveway. Ideally, I'd like to find it a good home. Somebody that could respect it and actually have fun with it. But for now, looks like we're going to have to drive it because it's next up on the list. Yeah, don't you love just leaving stuff out? There's one, and there's a two. So let's get them things put back up. Yeah, there's a top loader. There's a set of Cleveland heads, Cleveland oil pan, a turbo 3-cylinder short block. Let's hang these things back up here. Oh, look, there's another one. Huh. Yep, there's another one. I really need to get this thing fixed. A lot of people don't know I drove that thing every day for like 10 years. And it wouldn't hurt my feelings none whatsoever to drive it for another 10 years. Then maybe I could just sell everything else that's out here in the driveway and, you know, be able to afford my project cars. Well, the air and tires up now. So, none of them are super low so far, but never hurts to check them. That's it, guys. Some of that horrible noise in the background is some kind of Honda running down the road and that little inflator down there on the ground. There's going to be a video on that later. I'm letting y'all know that I actually test this stuff before I make a video on it. If I say it's good, it's because I wholeheartedly believe in it. So, we'll let that little thing do its thing, and it automatically cuts off whatever you set the tire pressure to. But, you know, this is about getting the car ready to go back to driving it. So, and to give away that super clean. Like I said, guys, I'm going to give one pump bottle away and one of the foamy aerosols. Those were my two favorite things, so I had them send me some more. That way I can give it away to one of y'all. That way you can try it and see how you like it. Well, it's done. It's starting to get dark on me. I'm going to give it a clean bill of health, and we'll see what it does tomorrow. So guys, it's probably going to start to draw us to a close of this video. Don't forget, I'm going to give away the super clean. So make sure that you watch for how many times you see it in this video and comment that down below. So guys, maybe this will get me through a week or two of, you know, driving back and forth to the shop. I don't think Project Phoenix is going to have quite any issue. It's a stock motor. It's a pretty reliable setup. It always starts. It's never failed to. Even the batteries stayed up all this time. So if you haven't yet, make sure you like this video, share it with your friends. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button because it does help the channel to grow. Helps me bring you some more diverse content as far as automotive stuff. If you're a subscriber, I greatly appreciate you guys, and I look forward to your comments down below. And also, don't forget about that super clean giveaway. Count how many times you see it in that video. Here's another one. Make sure you comment down below. So, until next video, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.